Welcome to Kingdom Business Talk. I'm Ricky Trinidad.
I'm Gary Johnson.
And we want to welcome you to today's episode. Did you know that hundreds of people and businesses want to live in downtown Newcastle? There's been a trend across the United States to improve traditional downtown areas and make them cool and great places to live and work.
I mean, you can look at Pittsburgh, Ricky, Youngstown, Boardman, Cleveland, even go as far as Columbus, Ohio. I mean, we could keep going on and on and on, but...
Well, we're preparing an in-depth professional market study. It's basically a market analysis that proves that hundreds of people and businesses want to move to Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Of course, with the development of new apartments, homes, and business spaces. The study that we're preparing is backed with real, solid, verifiable government and market data. And we're going to give it away for free to anyone that wants a copy.
And this is not going to be like a boring encyclopedia government report type thing. This is going to be cool and interesting, but also factual. And the reason why is that it's for everyone. Every resident, business owner, professional, and even people who don't know about Newcastle really should know about Newcastle and be informed of what's going on here.
So we're going to talk about this free market analysis that we're going to give to you, to anybody that's listening. We want everybody to have this in this podcast. That's what we're going to be sharing about.
But before we go any further, I know originally we were going to be presenting part 2 of the Newcastle Union Distillery that's right here, Union Station Distillery that's right here in Newcastle. We did have a little bit of an audio glitch when we did the interview with Rod and David, so we are going to redo that, and we actually will be releasing part 2. We do apologize for that.
The truth is that we are the podcast writers, the producers, the videographers, and the editors ourselves. So we
the
do all
lighting
of this
crew,
ourselves.
the setup crew.
We do it all.
We're even the roadies.
And we're just learning. So we're not experts at this. We'd like it to be better, and it will be better, but we're starting. Interestingly, yesterday we were at the Confluence together, and we met Martise Marcy, a young professional woman who happens to be a podcast consultant in Newcastle. So I'm going to connect with her, and I want to see how our podcast improves. I bet you our podcast is going to improve significantly with her help. I want to connect with her not only because we need help with podcasting, but because she's a Newcastle businesswoman.
Yes. Therefore,
I want to support her, and I hope her business prospers. So if you're starting a podcast or want to improve your existing podcast like we do, contact Martise Marcy. Her number is 742-730-1212. And I have her business card right here. Her email address is Martise, MARTISSE, at mmpodcastconsulting.com. So make sure you get a hold of her. Her phone number and email address is on her business card, so I'm sure she's okay with us sharing it on our podcast.
Absolutely, because I mean, honestly, communities work better when we support each other, and we're supporting Marcy.
That is so true.
Yes.
I want to support other businesses. You know, there's a song in Spanish that I grew up with, a very popular song that's called Quítate tú pa ponerme yo. What that means is, get out of my way so I can get ahead. Get out of my way so I can get in front of you.
And that's
that's definitely not what we're doing here. The song's great. It's great to dance to. It's a beautiful song in terms of the music, but the words, get out so I can get in front of you, that's the opposite of what we want to accomplish. You know, really, businesses can't thrive by themselves.
Right.
We need each other. Businesses need to help each other, and that's really what we're all about.
Absolutely.
So we want to take a moment to quickly promote some awesome Newcastle businessmen and women. Who should we start with first?
Well, I think, we're in Newcastle, the home of the oldest flower shop in America, which is Butts Flowers, owned by Drs. Mark and Jill Kaufman. 120 East Washington Street. Butts Flowers. It's not just flowers and gifts, but they actually have home decor. They've got jewelry. You got to go check it out.
I love that place. I've been there several times. Also, Dr. Mark Kaufman, Apostle Mark Kaufman, is my pastor, our pastor and apostle at our church. But I love going there because of the smell of the place. It's just a beautiful place, and they have great things in there for the home, for gifts, and beautiful flowers. So definitely make sure you visit Butts Flowers on Washington. I also want to promote Car Connection.
Yes.
Michael Mansour, my associate, my friend. He's one of the first people I met when I came here, and I have to say he's a genuine guy. He really is. He owns Car Connection. If you need a car, a like new used car, so he'll get you the best bang for your buck. I've already purchased 2 vehicles from him, a car for my son and a truck that we use, a dump truck that we use over at one of our sites.
Right.
And you know, I haven't had an issue with it. People say, well, when you buy a used car, be careful, used car dealers. Well, he stands behind his product. He makes sure that these cars operate well.
Right, absolutely.
You know, he really stands behind it. He's got a great reputation. He's a great, solid, genuine guy. Visit Michael Mansour at Car Connection, and he's at 2757 West State Street. Make sure you go there and check out, you know, it might be time for you to trade in your vehicle and get something better.
Right.
That's the man to talk to, Michael Mansour. Happy to promote him.
Absolutely. I bought 2 cars there too.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
there you go. How's it running so far?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. So
There's another gentleman I want to promote, Don Kemmer. Now, he came here to the podcast.
Right.
Don owns the Confluence. So he's the CEO of the Confluence and also CEO of Cray Youth and Family Services here in Newcastle. Wearing his shirt. I just bought this shirt yesterday. He's at 214 East Washington Street. Now, if you haven't been to the Confluence or you haven't been there lately, you need to go. It's just a beautiful environment. It's a cafe, but they also serve fresh salads. And the other day I had a teriyaki chicken wrap. It was amazing, fresh, good coffee, great environment. So they have live music there on Thursdays. And it's just an awesome place. They have a library there in the back that you can go and use the books, and they have meeting spaces. Check out the Confluence. And I also want to say thank you to Don for being a part of our podcast. He's a man of vision. He's also a man of God. He loves God. He's got a vision for our city. So make sure you support him. I'm really happy to sponsor the Confluence and Don Kemmer.
absolutely. And you know, it was a few weeks ago, we actually had Deanna Ayers on, and she actually is the owner of Lock and Key Boutique at the Town Mall. So make sure you go down and see Deanna Ayers, Lock and Key Boutique, Town Mall. They do all kinds of different events. They've got their boutique items that she sells. They're doing some great things. The Town Mall is open. I know that's been a big concern, is people don't think it's open, but they are. And just recently, we actually had First Commonwealth reach out to us because of our development projects. They wanted to be able to partner with us, and so we have someone going under contract with First Commonwealth already. So if you need a mortgage, make sure you reach out to First Commonwealth, and the gentleman's name is Bob Quinn. 724-934-4554. Bob Quinn at First Commonwealth.
We really appreciate First Commonwealth. They've really embraced our Kingdom Place development.
Absolutely.
23 new homes, and they said we want to give mortgages and easy financing and solid financing to your buyers because we believe in your vision for Newcastle. So thank you, Bob and Tom at First Commonwealth. We appreciate you, and we're happy to promote your company, your bank. So one more gentleman that I want to, actually two, that I want to promote. Armand Parada was here on the podcast. Now, he and his dad, Nick Parada, own Hard Rock Paving, and they did the paving in the front of our showroom over there at Kingdom Place in Hickory Township. And they just did a great job, but they also embraced us as friends. And so, you know, Armand is really impressive because, first of all, he's a police officer. He cares for his community. I actually met him at the Man Cave that I want to share a little bit about. I want to promote the Man Cave also, where we met. But I met him there. He has a passion for what's right, for what's good as a police officer for his community. He loves God. He's got his Hard Rock Paving company. But at the same time, he's an owner of multifamily apartments that he's in hand. So he buys them, fixes them up, and provides great places for people to live there in Union Township and other areas. So I really admire him. He really built that up from the ground up. We have great people and business people here in Newcastle. It's amazing to meet him. And like I said, I met him at the Man Cave, which we both attend the Man Cave. This is an organization that Apostle Mark Kaufman put together. It's just men get together. What do? We fellowship, we hang out.
We eat.
Really good food.
Pray.
Every single time we pray together. And Apostle Mark Kaufman always encourages us and gives us a good message and really uplifting.
Right.
You know, God loves it when men, this is for men exclusively,
Yes.
when men come together and seek God.
Yes,
And
amen.
pray to Him and seek Him and acknowledge Him. And that's what we do there. They meet once a quarter. Where is it located?
2801 Wilmington Road. It's actually going to be next Friday, the 19th of July.
19th of July, 2801 Wilmington Road.
6:30 p.m.
At 6:30 p.m., right behind the Butts Flowers number 2.
Right.
So right on Wilmington Road there, here in Newcastle. So we hope you can join us there, and we're happy to promote the Man Cave organization, as well as, you know, everybody else that we mentioned here.
Right.
And there's so many others. We can spend the whole time doing
Absolutely.
this. But really, we want to talk to you about this free Newcastle market analysis that we're preparing for you.
Yes.
We want the residents, everybody should have this. You should know this city that we live in, that hundreds of people and businesses want to come right here to downtown Newcastle.
Yes, they do.
And people don't know this, and we're going to prove it statistically. We're going to prove it with data in this document that will be ready next week. And you know, downtowns that thrive, like the ones we mentioned here in this podcast, have some things in common with Newcastle.
Absolutely.
What's so special about Newcastle, downtown Newcastle, Pennsylvania? What's special about this location that so many people want to come live here? Because if you look at it,
Right.
it doesn't look so beautiful.
No,
It's
it doesn't.
blighted.
Right.
You got abandonment. You have vacancies. It doesn't look so beautiful right now. So
Right.
why would people want to move here?
Well, downtown is the seat. It's the heart of Lawrence County. It's the seat. So if you have the county seat as downtown, you are strategically located. You're less than an hour from Pittsburgh, half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on how fast you drive to Cranberry. You've got Grove City Mall. We've got several universities here. I mean, it's a phenomenal location. And we were talking at the City Hall just a week or so ago, and he mentioned that we have 27 parks.
27 parks.
So those are open spaces. We have the river, the creek, activities, events, the county fair. You know, they do Balloon Quest. We have the Riverwalk Memorial Park, which they're going to be doing. They're going to have events over there when we do the fireworks next week. So as far as the downtown, it's a great location, and there's actually a lot going on.
So people don't know about this, but you know, what a great place to live. And
Absolutely.
I love to live in a city that has both. And the downtown area is so cool. That has both a creek and a river.
Right.
And all these parks around it. You have Zambelli Park. You have a new pocket park going on right there in Washington, going up in Washington Street. And then you have, like you said, Riverwalk Memorial Park.
Right.
27 parks in the area. So we didn't mention Cascade Park, but there's so much to do here as well.
Right.
So like we mentioned, the confluence, and you have these schools and colleges and universities in a great location. You have shopping nearby. You know, Grove City Outlet Mall is not far from here. And
Right.
you get to Cranberry, Pittsburgh. Just a great place to live, but also the physical environment, right?
Yes, our downtown is a traditional downtown.
Yeah, it's different than most downtown areas, I guess the suburban downtown areas. So I live in a suburb right now, and it's a township called Cranberry. And in Cranberry, you know, you have shopping, but you have a kind of a city center area, but not really a real downtown. This is a downtown like Pittsburgh, like Chicago.
Yes.
You know, that's just traditional and beautiful. Cities just like Newcastle get revitalized and become thriving hubs and beautiful downtowns for urban dwellers to live, work, and play. And so what is an urban dweller, really? These are people who like to live in urban downtown areas, right? What is their profile? What does it mean to be an urban dweller?
Well, I don't know if you can actually even put them as a profile. Like, you know, you want to say, well, it's just the young people, or it's a middle age, or it's just older. I think now in this day and age, it actually encompasses all of those age groups because, you know, my daughter is a young professional. She's 28 years old. She doesn't want to own a home right now and have to mow grass and have maintenance. You know, my wife would rather live in a condo or an apartment because she doesn't want to have all that. So it's that age group. But then you've got retirees. They don't want to have to maintain a home. They want to get out of all that maintenance. They've been doing it for 50 years.
Right. So really, an urban dweller can be anybody. You can't profile them, but usually when a city is being revitalized or a downtown area is being revitalized, usually you get a flood of young professional people artists, people that want to come in and take advantage of the new apartments because they're not at the peak of the pricing yet, and it's a cool area to live in because everything's new, and like we said, we have all these activities and things going on like Newcastle, so it's perfect and it's a convenient location.
Absolutely.
But then you get middle-aged people, and like you said, you get retirees, and you just really get a nice balance, which is what's going to happen here in Newcastle.
Yes.
Of just all kinds of people that come together into the city and make it better. New businesses, new families, new single people, new activities, restaurants, and things like that. The other day I was in Pittsburgh, and it was a Thursday night, and I was going down the street. I said, oh my God, they revitalized it so well, just restaurant after restaurant. I can tell that the people who are at these restaurants are all mingling and talking. It was busy, enjoyable, pleasant. I can tell they live upstairs in the buildings above the restaurants or right in the area. They probably work down the street, and they love living there. And you know, I visited a park. I'm new to the area, so I'm exploring all of this, and it was just a beautiful park and people walking and families. That's what we want to do here in Newcastle. That's what I would love to see. That's really my vision for Newcastle. So who are these people that want to move in to downtown Newcastle? Well, they call them urban dwellers when you move into a downtown area and you want that, but it really can be anybody. It's it's exciting to see this transition. So we're preparing this free new market analysis. It will be ready next week. So stay tuned so you can get your copy. It's going to show things like average rents, what they should be, vacancy rates, absorption rates, and things like that. There's going to be tables justifying it, but it's going to be a really cool document that's going to show and prove who's coming here, who wants to come here. We're going to demonstrate that there are tons of people. There's a huge demand to move into a city like Newcastle, but specifically Newcastle in this location.
And it's not metrovitalization. This is not our study, our analysis, our information. This will be backed by real, solid government and market data. So this is going to be reliable. This, like I said, this is not something we're putting out so we can try to make you believe that people want to live here. We're actually going to prove it by using statistics and data that the government's provided, market analysis, companies that do this for a living, things that they have provided.
And most importantly, it's free. So come back next week and make sure you get your free copy, because we're going to tell you how you can get it, how you can pick up your free copy. And you know, really, this is my background. I have a passion for urban planning, for urban development. My educational background is in urban planning. I have a master's in urban planning from the University of Illinois at Chicago, which is really known for revitalization work within the city of Chicago. It's one of the top 5 schools for urban planning. And I just really developed a passion for this. As a developer, it's what we do. Now you're getting your feet wet and you're planning these communities and these apartment buildings and everything we're doing, and you're really getting your feet wet. How does that feel? How do you like doing urban development and planning?
Well, it's funny you say that, because you know, we have 30 acres out in Hickory that we're developing. We've got 91 acres in Union we're developing. And that's awesome. They're great projects, but I'm looking forward to the downtown. And I can't even tell you why. I just know every time Ricky and I talk about this, I'm like, man, I'm excited to get Preeminence 1. That's going to be our first urban development downtown Newcastle. I'm excited about the urban. It's great what we're doing in the townships, but there's something about developing the downtown.
Well, we've been here for about a year and a few months, and Gary just had his first year anniversary at Metro Vitalization.
1 year.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're actually the first person we brought on board here as part of our team, really our family. At Metro Vitalization, we see this as really a family that's growing, and really we're bringing in some new people. We have a new CFO, we have a new marketing manager, marketing and sales manager that's starting Monday, and we're just kind of all of us, everybody has to have this heart and this passion. That's what this really is about. Converting the city into something beautiful, because Newcastle really does deserve it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's in a great location, and it's skewed. The situation here is skewed. It's a beautiful city, great location, but really, I just believe it's time to
tremendous
enhance
opportunity
it
right now,
and to beautify it. There is a need for beautification, for new. There's a need for new in Newcastle.
Yes.
So we're happy to be a part of that, and we're just happy that you joined us today as well. And
I know we could talk about this and go on and on and on, but we do have a time limit. So I'm just going to say, hey, Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Make sure you come back next week, same time, same channel, Thursday at 6:30 p.m.
And we look forward to seeing you right here once again on Kingdom Business Talk.